Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
Welcome back, guys. All right, so real quick intro video. As you can see, Jeff is basically putting a lot of cards away. We played 3 games. You have to see all the matches. They're in the old school video playlist, but you'll see them posted here soon. Also, Jeff did a really long Q&A, or not Q&A, but good story time of his entire run of how he started Magic, how he had a beta complete mint set they sold for like $2,800. Things of, he won the Junior Super League thing for
Junior Super Series
World Champion for $10,000. So stuff like that, but really great stories. His passion for Magic and love and how he got out of it, into it. But again, I enjoy myself in Vegas. It's kind of during the Corona thing. Jeff and I spent some time together. Once I thank you again. Seriously.
Thank you.
We have had some good meals. It's not the same. I got to be honest. Vegas is quite different. In a weird way, like, I'm not saying I'm not having as much fun, but it's hard not being here with, like you can't really, I don't explain it, like the barriers.
Sanitized.
Yeah, the barriers just seem kind of weird. Like we were playing poker and I was telling, like, I almost felt I just felt this claustrophobia. Like, it really is weird.
It's like a weird trip.
Weird trip. All right, guys, well, enjoy this video. This video is about his, kind of his life, about, his play, his collecting, stuff like that. Great content. And then the other videos about gaming and such will be in other videos. But Jeff, thanks again.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, anything else you want to say?
And I'm out.
And we're out. All right, guys, and we're back. Jeff's been a trooper. Thank you, Jeff, for hanging out. So this video is Jeff Boski, professional poker player, actually was a pro Magic Gathering player.
Semi-pro. I was still in high school.
Okay, so nice and loud, because I know it's because I don't have a thing, but talk about your journey as whatever you want to talk about. It's all up to you. Like just it's kind of your fireside chat.
Okay.
Well, that didn't last long. Nice fireside chat, everybody.
All right.
Don't play Brian Weissman.
I started Magic in 2000. Oh, no. Edit that out. Yeah. Start over.
Oh, go.
I gotta get my thoughts together.
All right, go. Go. Continue on. Go.
All right. Discovered Magic in 1994, right when Revised came out. Great game. Played with it with a lot of friends at school until my 6th grade year, I think 95. Our new principal found somebody playing cards in class, looked at them, and viewed them as demonic. So she thought we were worshiping Satan in some form or shape. So she banned Magic from our school. So we'd get suspended if we were found possessing Magic cards.
That was it. And I'm out.
And they're banned. And you're suspended.
Was this like a religious high school?
No. Elementary school.
Elementary school.
6th grade of elementary school.
Wow.
So that put a damper on playing Magic at school, but we still found time to play Magic, on the side and on the concrete or whatnot. This is before, plastic sleeves were invented. Big creatures were all the rage. Lord of the Pit, Force of Nature, Shivan Dragon. Those are the go-to. Icy Manipulator, Royal Assassin, the Killer Combo. The good old days. That progressed as I, went into junior high school. I started playing a lot more, and I learned about an online site on a thing called the internet. You can find it using an AOL disk. It would make a lot of noises, and you'd have to have a dedicated phone line that would, kick you off the internet if someone called you. You'd often find pictures of celebrities, half nude, nipple slips, and they would download at micro speed as the page slowly scrolled down, and you hoped to see a nipple, and then it appeared. In low resolution, of course. The site was called The Dojo. I'm getting off track here. Owned by Frank Kusumoto, and this is a place where Magic players can go and discuss strategy and coordinate trip reports to Pro Tour qualifiers, Pro Tours, or just discuss deck ideas with people all over the world. So it was the first type of neural link technology where you could combine all the hours of playtesting with others and really discuss what worked and what didn't work. Over time, my game progressed. I met a lot of friends through Magic, and I was able to travel to a lot of different stores, a lot of different Pro Tour qualifiers, and even some Pro Tours at the age of 15, 16 years old. Pro Tour Atlanta was one, Pro Tour Chicago. So it was a great hobby that I was also very competitive at. So I wanted to be the best, so I put in the hours, I put in the work, and to be the best at anything, you have to be very dedicated to the craft. Almost obsessive, almost a little bit psychotic. Throughout the times, I learned about arbitrage, even though I didn't know that was the word for it, where I could go to different stores and buy certain cards and resell them to other stores or other players and make an immediate profit. So I was a middleman, if you will, which really resembles the drug dealing game. You can buy a pound of marijuana here for $1,800, sell it to Jimmy on the block for $2,200, and all of a sudden you got a $400 profit with minimal risk. Luckily with Magic, there was no illegal shenanigans pertaining, that had to do with it. So this is all above the rim, and the only recourse was possibly, getting your cards stolen or losing them at school or something. So as time went on, I had a bit of a cocky attitude when I was around 15, 16 years old, because I was so far ahead of the game. I think all the winning really got a hold of me, got the adrenaline pumping, and made me more confident than I should have been, especially when I'm beating a bunch of 30, 40-year-old guys that have normal jobs and don't have the time to play test and acquire the correct cards to have the best deck for the current environment. With my success came a lot of financial success. You win a lot of tournaments, you win a lot of booster boxes, you win a lot of Power 9. Once I acquired pretty much every playable card I'd ever need, I then went on to pimp my deck effectively, where I would get better cards, a Japanese Curse Scroll, signed Dark Ball Lightning, all beta power. Unlimited, that's okay. Beta is the number one. Alpha, no thank you, not tournament legal. Rounded ass corners, flared corners, no, I'm good. Beta is where it's at, and my love for beta continued. I said, what the fuck, I might as well go for a beta set. Let's get all 306 cards. It's been over 20 years, I have no idea. But the journey of collecting a beta set was something I'll never forget, especially in near mint condition. I traveled far and wide to acquire all these cards. There wasn't really a big internet presence where you could just go on, Troll and Toad or Star City, or hit up a guy like Daniel Chang and say, hey, I need 52 cards to complete my collection. Here's a boatload of cash. That just wasn't a thing. So you had to locate these beta cards through trading, through drive. I drive to Ohio. I'd go into Yellow Pages. The Yellow Pages, there was no to find stores and just call them up and say, hey, do you have any beta cards? What beta cards do you have? How much do they cost? And then I'd go there and I'd either trade for them or I'd pay for them after negotiations. That's the thing when I learned a lot about salesmanship when it comes to trading and dealing with other people. We could talk more about the gameplay and strategy. I also implemented a lot of strategies that others weren't using when it came to just table presence, getting reads on my opponents, which I've now transferred into poker, just looking at how they look at their cards, how they look at the board, just getting, since it's a game of incomplete information, much like poker, you can't just look over and see what they have in their hand, but you can see how they react to what cards you play. So ultimately, played a few Pro Tours, didn't make any top 8s in Pro Tours, but in 1998 there was a thing called the Junior Super Series, where you could qualify all over the country to go to Florida top 64. There's 64 seats in Florida where you could play for a $250,000 prize pool. First place was always $10,000, which was paid in scholarship funds, I believe, because this is all under 18. In 1998, I made it to Florida after 2 qualifying rounds in Detroit and Chicago, and I ended up getting, I think, 13th place. So I didn't make the final 8, and I got, I think, I got $2,500 maybe $1,000, whatever. Wasn't much. Great experience. Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. Wizards of the Coast really cared about the brand at that time. They cared about their customers. They cared about the game. Richard Garfield was the top dog. Peter Atkinson, Mark Rosewater, and just the whole Detroit community was really well knit. Real tight community. I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to remember these names, but the judges were very famous in my area. There's Mike Guptill, Jeff Donay, Mike Donay, the brothers.
Yeah, Mike's still around. Guptill.
Mike Guptill's still around?
Yeah.
Oh, great. And just knowing those guys and having a solid play testing crew. Like I said, I've been out of the game for 20 years, but let's see, Pat Chapin, Aaron Brider, Mark Herberholtz, Joe Durante, Jason Tackett, and then there was even cliques that represented their local game stores. There was a Neutral Ground Detroit, and I was part of Team Neutral Ground, and they actually paid me to wear their shirt. And
hold that thought real quick. Yeah. Team Neutral Ground. Sorry about that. Cuts off about 10 minutes because of the HD.
Yeah. So I was part of Team Neutral Ground.
So you were sponsored.
I was a sponsored player at the age of 15 or something.
And what are they tell people what sponsorship meant back in the day?
Not much. I think they might have gave me $200. Oh. But it's still something.
Yeah, it's something.
It's cool to be part of a team.
Yeah.
Repping a store. They didn't have much disposable income. It wasn't. Although they had a big enough facility to hold Pro Tour qualifiers and stuff. I mean, I don't know how much money there really was to be made in Magic at that time.
Side note, by the way, Jeff is from Detroit originally.
Detroit suburb.
Yeah, so that's why he was saying about Detroit. That's where he started his grounds.
Yeah, right. Lived there for 25 years. Going back to the Junior Super Series, in 1999, I qualified again in Detroit, top 8, Chicago, top 8, and then I went to Florida and made I went undefeated in the Swiss rounds, 5-0-1. Top seed, and I won all 3 of my matches to eventually win the whole tournament with the Necropotence deck. You can still find the match-by-match, play-by-play online at the Duelist sideboard. Is that still a thing? I don't know. Duelist?
They got rid of Duelist. Duelist, and also I think they got rid of also DCI numbers recently.
Yeah, DCI, Duelist Convocations International, was a big thing. Going online to check your ranking, which I believe resembled the ELO ranking system that happens in chess. And that was a big thing, playing local tournaments that were sanctioned, where not only do you win the tournament, you win a box of cards, a Power 9, but your ranking goes up because you went 6-0 and 3-0 or whatever. And that just made it a lot more competitive. At one time, I was top 10, maybe even the top ranked player in Type 1, Type 2, and I was never that great at sealed, but Type 1 and Type 2 constructed. I even got invited to a lot of Pro Tours in Rome and Paris, just based upon my DCI ranking, but due to school.
And how old were you?
I was probably 15 or 16.
So Junior Super League, what's the age cutoff?
15 to 17. There was a lower one, but that's for Junior Super Series, but this is for the Pro Tour. This is with the big boys.
So you even played the Pro Tour and you were still a junior.
Yeah.
Wow.
There might have been a junior division for the Pro Tour also, and then they started the Junior Super Series. I'm not sure, but
I wonder what it is now. Do you have to be 18? I don't know, because I know that there's this 8-year-old girl or something who plays. She's pretty famous. Yeah, 8-year-old, 9-year-old. She's probably 10-year-olds now, but she's really good.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, they shouldn't segregate it based on age. I don't think. I don't know. It's probably a different issue. But it was just very exciting to put in the hard work and get rewarded by going to exclusive Pro Tours and see all parts of the world when I was still under 18. So 1999, after winning the Junior Super Series, I won $10,000. Mike Guptill was the head judge. There's still a picture of me holding the check. I still got the check at home. The huge Publishers Clearinghouse check. Got this sick trophy. Just a day I'll never forget. even like taking the check on the airplane. And they're like, we can't check this. What do you want to do with this? But they eventually found like a storage cabinet for it. And so eventually I completed my beta set, near mint beta set. Just felt great to do. Just all about the journey and just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and just admiring it. And then around the year 2000, I was about to be a senior in high school the next year, and my love for Magic just kind of died out. Just kind of got tired of it. I got tired of the community, got to hate on Magic players. You know, I hung out with them for 5-6 years. It's just, I just didn't care for the, what's the word? All the lingo, I guess. It just irritated me for some reason. It's like, these guys are just annoying. Like, I want to move on with my life. I needed money to get a vehicle. My parents weren't going to give me any money to get a car. I needed to get a job. I didn't want to ride the bus to school anymore. I wanted to, pick up girls and shit. So I sold my beta set. I sold all my stuff to like Star City Games online.
Really?
I sold my beta set at Origins in Columbus for $2,800.
What?
$2,800, 1999 or 2000.
Yeah, they went up a lot.
I've heard.
Is it near mint?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty. It was pretty.
Wow.
So at the
time, you sold everything.
Everything.
Doesn't matter.
It's like, I'm done. Why would I hold on to this
You're too cool for school.
No, it's just like I need money.
Right, college.
I need to buy a car.
Girls,
cars, college, tuition. I mean, the $10K from WATSI was nice to help pay for my college because I didn't have any scholarships or anything. I went to U of M Dearborn. But yeah, I just got out of Magic and just really didn't think too much about it for the last 20 years. And then I saw on YouTube, I think it might have been Open Boosters opening a beta pack. That might have been the first thing I was like, what the fuck is this? Still, guys open beta packs on YouTube. And then when you watch that, you get linked to other Magic channels. So I saw like Alpha Investments, Vintage Magic, and those main three are the ones I still watch today. And it's just a great game, and it's a blessing I was able to meet Daniel Chang at a World Series of Poker event, a little crossover. I saw him enter, what was it, $1,500 buy-in event. I busted, and I was like, that guy looks like Daniel Chang, but he doesn't play poker. He's a Magic. He's an art dealer.
Yeah.
But I still had the balls to go up to him. Hey, what's up, man? You Dan Chang? And he said, yeah. And he was super nice. And he said, hey, let's talk about this over dinner. He was still in the tournament. He ended up making day 2 and cashing that poker tournament.
Like 240 something plays. I don't know.
240 out of like 3,000 people.
Yeah. And if I was a little more patient, it probably would have top 100. But
or won it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, you gotta get lucky.
Let's
gamble. Let's gamble.
It's a gamble. And here we are today. I was able to. Also, this summer, Daniel Chang and Brian Weissman came out with Open Boosters, a bunch of other Magic legends that I wasn't really aware of.
Last year, GP.
Last year,
2000. Yeah. This is crazy, isn't it? By the way, side note, the Corona thing, right? It's so crazy that we did all this in 2019, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, I get the pictures like when I was at the World Series when I first saw you.
Yeah.
It's like,
last year.
It's like, dude, it's like literally 1 year. Look at this crap. It's just literally changed.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's been a blessing to be able to, coordinate with these fine gentlemen and just do the memories. Like Open Booster says, oh, the memories. I mean, we got power cards. It's like I see this. I'm like, oh, Unlimited Chaos Orb. That's $100. Beta Mox Jet, that's $200. Unlimited Lotus, that's about $150, $200 depending on condition.
Back in the day?
Yeah, $99. I mean, look it up on Scry, Duelist, Inquest. These are all like the magazines.
Let me ask you a question. You think if someone had a ton of money, did anybody ever buy out people back in that day where they just buy like 1,000 Lotuses?
No.
You heard of that?
No, and grading was never a thing. Like, condition mattered when it came to price, but not that much.
I see.
It wasn't like a make or break. Like, there would be difference in prices based on condition, but people weren't like.
Let's see, 99, I was, right in college. Yeah, when I first started my business.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, the grading was kind of in college,
Beta was always worth more than alpha because you couldn't play with alpha in tournaments, and most people play tournaments.
So do you think you could beat Brian Weissman old school Magic if you practice enough?
I think he's definitely just had so much more experience in it, still playing the last 20 years. I believe in, 98, 99, if there's a way to look it up, please look it up. I'm pretty sure I would have had a higher DCI
Is
rank.
Brian on? Yeah, he was on there.
Why, if he's playing sanctioned tournaments?
Yeah,
he's
of course.
won.
Yeah, I wonder where you guys overlapped.
Yeah. I mean, we could have been like 4 and 5,
Yeah.
1 and 6. Who knows?
Are you a control player mostly?
I just play whatever is best for the metagame.
So you're a spike. Yeah.
Yeah, like
spike with a.
I'd actually, the networking was a big thing. Like if I drive to Columbus for a tournament, I just walk around and watch people play testing and get a good feel for how many white weenie decks, how many slide decks, how many combo decks are going on, and then just sideboard appropriately or choose the deck appropriately. And it's just a huge advantage to have that network of people to play test with and to know what's going to perform well against the field.
Before the internet thing, this type of like old school, like actually grinding it out and learning about people's strategies and all that, that's something you don't see anymore as much because now there's so much net decking, right?
They probably have programs that can just like run simulations, right?
Yeah, hold on a quick. No, what I'm referring to primarily is that nowadays you can look at people's decks and there's so much information on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
What always marvels me is that when you tell the story of you're grinding it out, right? You're playing. Yeah, you're playing. You're looking, and you're trying to get as much information as you can as a spike, because your goal is to basically. So you would go to other, you would network with people that you know, but there wasn't that prevalent information like instant.
The best thing was a place called the Dojo online. It's called themagicdojo.com, and that's where all the top players would go to discuss technology.
Technology.
Deck tech, I guess.
Magic tech.
Yeah, playtesting, results, what cards work well with others. And one of the best things was tournament reports, where, I drive to Columbus, I play a Pro Tour qualifier, and I just describe, round 1, I'm playing against 21 to 40-year-old Asian male who's playing a shitty deck. Easy win. 2-0. Got him. Go home. It wouldn't be. I was pretty aggro and cocky even in my tournament reports back then.
You were, huh?
You can find them archived.
Brian says he was kind of, it was different back then.
Yeah.
He did it for a living. It's like he just wanted to destroy them.
Yeah,
that was like the mentality, right?
Yeah, it's not just for fun, like, oh shit, I lost, oh well, let's play again. It's like, oh fuck, I lost. How can I get better and not lose so much? It's just the competitive nature, which, it's just in a lot of people. And, I often had very bad etiquette in my winning. And
what'd you do?
It's kind of blurry now, but I remember specifically a lot of grown-ass men would repeatedly say to me, I can't wait till you're 18 so I can beat the hell out of you. Legal.
Were you swearing at him? Because you can't, what are you doing?
Well, when I'm, 14,
you're like, nanny, boo, boo.
No, well, just like subtle, my personality, just like subtle things, like if they put a card out and you start laughing at them. Just like little mind tricks, and they start thinking, they're like, "Why is he laughing at me?" Or the old school, just the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
Just done. They're like, "Huh? Oh, I thought you said done. Are you done? It looks like you're done." And they're like, "Well, yeah, I guess I'm done." And they're like, "Oh, good, my turn."
So people have done that. It
works.
It works. Wow.
It's a psychology. It's a cross between poker and chess.
You're an advantage. Yeah. So that is the advantage playing. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're playing for a good amount of money depending on what tournament it is, and I want to win, and I'm not going to cheat to win. I'm going to play within the rules, but the rules are made.
So speaking of poker and chess, obviously you have a good amount of experience. Why is there so many Magic people that turn out to be decent poker players, and why is it all kind of interrelated with even chess? Even why is it all kind of the same in a way?
Because it's the mind's ability to have a good concept for gaming, and knowing, just building a sound strategy and implementing it. Like I could say in poker, all right, I'm gonna check raise bluff this turn because it's, you know, the jack of clubs or whatever. You know, you can figure that out in theory, but until you actually, you know, have the balls to do it, it's a big difference. Same thing in Magic. You know, you have to go for it in certain spots. You have to take calculated risks.
Yeah.
And just the competitive nature combined with just playing with cards, playing against your opponent, unknown information. In Hold'em, we have 2 cards. In Magic, you have, you know, 1 to 7 cards. And just being able to read your opponent. And the other big thing is pattern recognition, which is kind of just intuitive. You can't really teach it. You just know by seeing it enough times. Like if you're an MMA fighter and a guy comes up to you on the street and he pulls his right arm back, he's probably going to swing at you with the right arm. You know, keep it simple. But unless you expect that, unless you're trained in MMA, you don't just assume he's going to throw a right cross or whatever. Same thing goes with Magic. You just like Brian said in one of his videos, you kind of have a feel for what people have in their hands just by pure experience, just by going through the motions. Like what Brian said, he said he's played, you know, the deck 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
So he's mastered it.
He's like Daniel Negreanu when he like calls the hand, right?
Yeah.
Like you had queen 9.
Yeah, you're gonna cast you're gonna get the loaders, you're gonna cast Serendip. Okay.
Yeah,
I see it coming.
And he can tell if you have a swords or not. Yeah.
I know you got a counter. I'm not gonna play. I'm gonna play this shitty hand, this card, and then you're gonna counter. Not gonna counter the next card.
Right.
So you bait them, or like you said in that one video, I Jedi mind tricked him. I'm like, oh, you're going for the ancestral, right?
Yeah.
Or you should have. You know, I'm just putting that thought in their head, and it's the psychology combined with the gambling and the math aspect. Because math does play a big part of it, because especially with combo decks, you have to know the probability. You know, if you draw X cards with prosperity, the odds of getting the card you need is 20%, compared to tapping 1 more mana, now it's 22%.
Right. So how about the dirt? Any interesting stories?
About Magic?
Of like kind of the past years and things that occurred, like were kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been out of the game for the last 20 years.
No. Like during your days, like
yeah.
Like what kind of things did you guys do?
The
camaraderie. Maybe you guys stayed up with, you know. Did you guys party a lot? Was it like were the Magic people like partiers, or are they more?
Some of them got into some drugs, like marijuana and ecstasy around 99, 2000. Some of the older guys that are, you know, getting out of high school and going to college. I didn't really get into that too much. Well, not with Magic people, really. But yeah, there was always just rivalries from other stores, and just the...
How about cheating? Was there a lot of cheating going on?
I didn't see too much cheating. You kind of heard whispers about it from, you know, guys like Mike Long. He was like one of the most known cheaters, I guess. But yeah, that's mainly just like rumors on the internet, and the internet wasn't even that big of a thing then, so it was hard to verify. But yeah, it wasn't too much of a problem back then. The judges did a great job, you know, keeping everything good, and just a lot of well-run tournaments, which made it really enjoyable and really competitive. And it's just a great hobby, and not only that, just like you said, the camaraderie. Like a lot of people that, you know, are very introverted or they don't have a lot of friends.
Right. Magic
is a great way to make friends because it gives you a reason to hang out and have a good time. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, a lot of people play sports.
Like we're right now in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're in Las Vegas.
On a Saturday night.
Yeah,
everybody.
We're the coolest guys in town.
We could easily be down there playing poker, and I'm a little tired, but
we played poker for thousands of dollars last night.
Yeah, and here we are. Today is a little different, but it's like. But we were playing Magic, and Magic it brought us together.
Yeah.
The odds, if you didn't, like you said, sequence of events, if you didn't come say hi to me, I probably would have never, like, I see, like, Brad Owen, he's Daniel Negreanu, I mean, but I have to bump into him and have a conversation.
Yeah, you got to put that foot forward, and I always say, especially in high school, I have so much regret not asking out the hot girl in fear of rejection.
Really?
Yeah, because you think the pros aren't worth the cons, you know? Sure, she might say yes, but she'll probably say no, and that's going to hurt. But think about how much pleasure you'll get if she says yes.
Yeah.
So the pros versus the cons, risk versus reward, of course, you know, you miss every shot you don't take, all these, you know, stupid slogans, but it's true. You only live once, so you just fucking got to go for it. And I'd rather regret failing than regret not trying at all.
Yeah, that's great advice. All right, Jeff, well, that is an awesome story time, man. Thank you so much. I hope you guys watch his YouTube channel is below. Jeff does Twitch streaming. He also is sponsored by ACR, America's Card Room.
That's correct.
What's the bonus code?
Bonus code Boski. Sign up today. Use Bitcoin on your first deposit for a 200% deposit bonus. Of course, gamble responsibly. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Use proper bankroll management, and I'll see you at the tables. All
right. If you're in Vegas, hit him up. Yeah, take him out to dinner. He's a great guy. We did some interesting dinners. We're not done yet, but yeah, you know, the opening of Vegas is coming along, and I'll kind of conclude. Give me a couple, like 20, 30 seconds. What do you think is going to happen with the opening?
I think everything is going to eventually open, and a lot of things are going to get shut down as the stuff's already getting shut down, or casinos aren't reopening.
So it's going to open up more, and then it's going to get shut down.
Another wave is incoming.
And what's going to happen? They're just going to another lockdown?
I have no idea.
Can they really lock down?
It's going to be a whole different world, I'm guessing. But hopefully everything can return to normal, and hopefully everybody can see this disease is just a pumped up flu that more or less kills sick and immune compromised rather than healthy humans.
Tony P is tied. 1-2, Papa Omaha. Tony P is tied. 1-2, kilo.
75, 85, 29. That's 290. You want to make mass, or you want to pick up like that?
Oh, you can just throw it back to me like a strip club. Just throw it back to me. And we're still in the game. Thank you everyone for supporting our channel. It means a lot to me that you're enjoying the content we're putting out there. I have a Patreon page that supporters have access to special perks and rewards. Become a supporter at patreon.com/vintagemagic. As a patron, you receive exciting pricing on sealed product, flash sales, annual gifts, and personalized consulting services from me. Again, thank you for subscribing to our videos and supporting the channel. I love meeting players, collectors, and investors all over the world. If you see me at a Grand Prix, please come by and say hi. I would love to meet you. Thank you everyone for your support and friendship. Thank you everyone for watching the videos. I wanted to do a special thank you to Sam Tang from Kitchen Table Magic. He's been a great friend and a great artist producing the videos. Been very patient with me in his directing. And I also want to thank Brian Weissman. Brian and I have become friends out of this, and I've learned a lot from him, and he's spent countless hours sharing his knowledge and wisdom. Without you guys and the support of my Patreon, this would never be possible. If you guys have additional comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you guys. Just go to vintagemagic.com and go to the Contact Us page. I would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.